Brothers and sisters in Christ, I want to thank you for taking time to view the Global Frontier Missions video that we just viewed, and I hope and pray that as you listen to the facts and the figures that were presented to us today, that these things touched your heart as they did mine. It's hard to imagine that with 7 billion people in the world, that there are 2 billion people, 1 in 4, that has never heard of Jesus Christ. It's hard to imagine that they have no hope of hearing. You know, in a nation that we live in, like the United States of America, where most of us probably have many Bibles in our homes. We have many family members that are believers in Christ, that are Christians. We have neighbors that are Christians, and we have churches. Most neighborhoods have many churches. So it's hard for us to imagine an area where there's a group of people that have no chance of hearing the message of Christ. They have no access to the gospel, no Bibles, no churches. There's no believers nearby. 1 in 4, that is hard to imagine, that those people, they're the ones that need to hear it the most. I want to share a little short story with you. A couple years ago, Pastor Andy from the Missionary Society, another brother in Christ, and myself went to South Asia on a mission trip. And while we were there ministering in one of the villages, through a translator, one of the ladies shared with me that she felt like they were a forgotten people, that the rest of the world had forgotten about them. And they do have some limited access to other believers, to Bibles, because there are some in that region that are believers. So imagine if someone there feels that they are completely forgotten, what the 2 billion in the world that have never heard and have no chance, imagine how they feel, how forgotten they feel. So brothers and sisters, as the video we just shared ask, what are we going to do to help change this? They only have 3% of the missionaries that go to these areas and 1% of the funds to go and help reach these unreached people groups. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are we going to do to help change this? I ask you today to pray and seek God's guidance in what He would have you to do. He may be calling you to be a missionary. He may be calling you to help support. But one thing I know for certain, that if we do nothing, nothing will change. There will still be 2 billion people that have never heard the message of Christ. So I ask that you pray and seek God's guidance in what He would have you to do. We all need to do that because we are all called to go make disciples in every nation. Thank you, and God bless.